Hey YouTube people, welcome back to another read and wrap up. I read 8 books in May, so this is going to be a super quick video. The first book I read is called Practice Makes Perfect, and that was actually a super cute read. It was easy to read and it was just so adorable. Like from the cover to the storyline, everything about it was cute. The tropes are small town romance, good girl, bad boy, and fake dating. It's about Will, who is a bodyguard, and Annie, who is the sister-in-law to a pop star that Will is the bodyguard for, and she owns a flower shop, and it's Will like agreeing to help Annie like learn how to date until like he catches feelings and get jealous when she goes on a road date with someone else. And yeah, that's about it. It's just so cute. I actually did read out of order. I was supposed to read another book before this about Annie's brother and the famous pop star, so I gotta go back to that. But this was a super cute, quick, easy read, so I'll give it 4 stars. The next book I read is called Happy Place, and this is a second chance romance. It's about Harriet and Wynn, who they were together and then they broke up, but they didn't tell their friends that they broke up. So now they're on a group trip with like their whole friend group, and they have to pretend to be together so they won't like kill the vibe of the trip. I like this book because it touched on other topics like family, friendship, found family, ups and downs in relationships, all that good stuff. I did hate the miscommunication that like happened between them, because if it wasn't for that, they would have still been together. Like it was clear they both still loved each other and didn't want to break up, but they did because of the miscommunication. But I'm glad they worked out. It was a happy ending, and I like that Harriet, she was so relatable. Like she hated her job and she quit her job, and everyone should quit their job if they're miserable. This was a really good read. It's by Emily Henry, and yeah, this is a good book by her. Beach read, in my opinion, is still superior, so I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. Okay, the next book I read is so cute. It's called Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, and I want to start by saying I love Abby Jimenez. I think I almost read all her books. I might have one more book left to read, but so far, like, all her books are really good. The tropes are fake dating and I guess, like, office work romance, you could say, because they're both doctors. So, yeah. They're 2 doctors. It's about Jacob and Brianna. Jacob is new to the hospital, and so, like, when he comes in, he, like, makes a bad impression on everybody, including Brianna. But then it turns out, like, it was, like, all a misunderstanding. He has really bad social anxiety, and he explains that to her in a letter, and they start writing these letters back and forth. And it's so cute. He's so cute. And then, oh my gosh, what else? I'm having, like, a brain fart. But the letters kickstart their like friendship / relationship, and then he ends up donating a kidney, some organ, to her brother, but not because of her, because his mother had a life-saving transplant and he wanted to like return a favor. So that was like really cute. And then they started fake dating because he wanted to prove to his family that he was over his ex, who was now marrying his brother. I hate that so much. Like, out of all the people, you pick his brother, and what is up with the brother, like, dating his ex? That was so annoying. And I love this book. It was so cute. And Jacob, he's the absolute cutest. He stayed, like, he drove out to a restaurant and stayed there for 3 hours so that he could have service to talk to Brianna, because he was in like the woods, a woody area, something like that. And that was so cute. I adored him so much. 4 stars to that book. I think this is my favorite read of the month. And the next book, it wasn't my least favorite read, but it was disappointing. It's called Meet Me by the Lake. No, Meet Me at the Lake. And I was so disappointed because the author's first book was amazing. I gave the first book 5 stars, and so this was her second book. So I was excited to read it, and it wasn't it. I couldn't get into it. It's a second chance romance, and usually I like that trope, but I didn't like it like this way. And like the last book, it's like past and present timelines. So that was interesting. And I don't know. I was so disappointed reading this book. It's about Will and Fern, who met years ago. She was like about to graduate college when they met, and they spent one day together, and apparently that one day changed their lives and all that. And they're supposed to meet up like a couple months later, but he never showed up. And then like years later, after her mom dies, and she's working at her resort, he like pops back up saying, "Your mom hired me," and that's how they get like reintroduced to each other. And ugh, I don't know. I'm so disappointed in this book because I loved the first book, but the main characters annoyed me. I didn't connect with them. I didn't care about their romance. I honestly didn't even want them together. I thought Fern could do like better than Will because he was. When you read it, you'll understand. He was annoying. And I didn't buy like the soulmates in one day. Like I believe in soulmates, but you telling me that one day changed your whole life? Like I don't know. I think it could have been like that part could have been written better in my opinion. Good thing about the book was the cover art. It was really beautiful, and so 2 stars to that book. Okay. I'm embarrassed to talk about the next 2 reads because they were smutty novellas, and I don't know why I read them, honestly. I just saw someone on like Goodreads rating them, and so I gave it a chance, and I hate that I did that to myself. Okay, so it's the first one's is called Primal, and like I said, it's a smutty novella, and it's also reverse harem, and it's also a Goldilocks and the Three Bears retelling. So no words other than it's a quick read and it's smutty. 2 stars. Like, I don't know. It was spicy, but it was weird. And I'm giving it 2 stars because the next book, the next novella was 1 star, and that book is called Tentacle Entanglement. So I don't even know how to describe this book. It's about a girl who like ends up summoning this monster who has like 8 tentacles, and then she ends up loving on his tentacles. That's about it. It was a mess. Minimal plot. Muddy. 1 star. I don't know. I honestly want to know what the author was like thinking when she wrote that book because it was funny in a bad way. The next book I read is called The Inmate, and this book was okay. It was an okay read. It was a quick, easy read. I gave it 3 stars. It's about this girl. What's her name? I think her name is it's Brooke. It's about Brooke, who she starts working at this jail where the person who tries to kill her is like currently locked up in, and it turns out he's also her ex. Oh, I forgot to say this is a mystery and thriller romance. So yeah, he's also her ex, and he tried to kill her. And then these like plot twists happened. I guess the plot twist, but then it was like another plot twist that changed the plot twist. So it was like, was he the one who tried to kill her, or wasn't he? You gotta read it to like understand. I actually hated Brooke though. She was like so stupid. I wanted to strangle her sometimes because you should have seen it. You should have seen some of the stuff coming that like happened to her, but I don't know. And like before I found out like what was really going on, like with the second plot twist before that happens, I was rooting for the ex. I was like, oh, maybe he didn't kill her, but maybe he didn't try to kill her, but I was wrong. But he sounded hot, so that's why I was kind of rooting for him. And then the epilogue was crazy. Like, she has a kid with the ex, and that kid needs to be locked up because he gonna be like his daddy. Okay, the next book I read is called, not my dog barking. It's called Twisted Games. It's the second book in that series. Shh. Stop barking. It's the second book in that series, and I'll say, while I didn't love it, I liked it, and I liked it better than Twisted Love, which was the first book in that series. It's a forbidden love / bodyguard romance / age grab / grumpy sunshine. So all the good tropes. Bridget is a princess who then finds out she's gonna be a queen, and then Rise is her bodyguard. And they didn't like each other at first, but then as the tension builds up, they start liking each other. And I don't know, I love the tension between them, and they were cute, but also kind of annoying at times. More so her than him, because I really liked him. He was, I don't know, he was hot. He was described hot, and he was all possessive and brooding. Loved that. One thing about the book that I didn't like was the time jumps, and they wrapped up the ending like really quick. But other than that, it was a good solid read, and I'll give that 3 stars. And that's the 8 books I read in May. Yeah, May. Because we're in June now, and I'm in a reading slump. I don't know, like, what book I'm going to read next. I haven't read a book in June yet. So I have to, like, find a way to get out of that slump. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.